I do well.
That's the key, man. Notes are the key. Gotta take your notes. Seriously. Especially when you get into, like, college. But we will talk about that very shortly. Very shortly, we will talk about
that. So what is
there is no innocent or not right now. No charges have been filed against Russell Brand.
What is the exact accusation? Here, let me look this up.
So we know that Russell Brand in the past, he's written many books, multiple books, I should say, on his promiscuous activity and his addiction to drugs and sex. He's slept with over 1,000 women, right?
Jesus Christ.
He's remarkably open about this. And there were just 4 women that have come out saying that he grape-ed them. And there's a lot of sketchy evidence there. A lot of sketchy evidence with that. And when you sleep with over 1,000 women, I don't find it out of the ordinary that some of those encounters would be weird. However, all of these encounters happened before the Me Too movement. Why were they not brought up then? Why were charges not filed?
No, they weren't, though, in fairness.
They weren't. They weren't. They're all coming out now in 2023 when, why would you wait? The one girl waited 15 years. Why would you wait 15 years to bring it up? Now, my thing here is they never went to the police. They went to the media. That's a red flag for me. When you go to the media instead of going to the government, I'm automatically going to be like, I need evidence. Because if the police are saying it, like they just did with Danny Masterson, and that was proven true, sucks because I liked Hyde and that 70s show, but he did some horrible shit. He deserves what he's getting. That's proven. Whereas when you go to the media, as opposed to going to the authorities, that sketches me out. Because then, to me, you want to just destroy someone's reputation. You don't actually care, because if you cared about him possibly doing that thing to somebody else, you should have gone to the police. You should have gone. That's just, in my opinion, if that happens to you, I understand some circumstances are very horrible. And some of these circumstances, it's hard for women to talk about. And for some men, it's hard for men to talk about. Because believe me, I know somebody in my family who that happened to who's a man.
So let me just ask you
a horrible thing to talk about to some people, and some people can't get past that. That's okay. But to come back 15 years later and now say it, because Russell Brand is preaching unity of humanity and has changed his rules. He went from being far left liberal to guy who is just I'm breaking everything down on all sides. He's going after the pandemic. He's going after the elections. He's going after woke Hollywood. He's going after everything that they don't want him to go after. And now's the time that all these
Who's they?
And they.
Who's
the government, the fucking woke mob, the fucking the pandemic people, everything. And what I'm saying is, I find it really interesting that they waited until he's just changed his tune this past year, and now he lost all revenue from his YouTube channel. His book rights are gone. His managerial company left him. And nothing has been proven yet. And I'm not even a fan of the guy. But what the fuck happened to innocent until proven guilty? And that doesn't even show these doctored messages that brought this up. Now, it's a small channel news station, Channel 4 News in England, correspondents that are the ones that have discovered this. I'm a man who, like, don't get me wrong. If he did it, fucking put him in jail. But I'm also the type of guy that's like, if we haven't proven anything yet, nothing is proven.
Can I?
The one girl got a rape kit, but still, that was years. That was, again, 11 years ago for her. Why did you not go to authorities? Why did you let this sit? Something's fishy here.
I'm not saying that he did. I'm not saying that he. I'm not saying that he did or didn't do anything, but I want to ask you an open-ended question here. So, say that we take him at his word that he slept with 1,000 women. Are you going to sit here and tell me that all 1,000 of those interactions were all consensual? 1,000 of them? All of them?
Yeah, but 4 out of 1,000 might not have been. But here's the thing. Yes, it's very strange to us in the West, but in the UK, 16 is the age of consent. And it, again, I think it's fucking weird. That's still
wrong.
I think it's wrong, but it's their laws. It's true. Now, apparently this 16-year-old girl dated him for 3 months. They were very sexually active. And she said that.
How long ago was this?
This was the one that was like, I think 11 or 15 years ago, something like one or the other.
Because he's 48 now, so that's just why I was asking that.
Yeah, so he was like 30 at the time. So this was a long time, and she was 16, right? So apparently, what happened is. I understand where you're coming from, Roman, but you gotta hear me out. It's bad. It's bad, but it's legal there, though. It's bad. I'm against it, but it's legal there. So you just, it's fucking weird, and I think it's wrong, but again, it's legal there. So my point being is, she stated they were in a consensual relationship.
Mm-hmm.
One night they were doing the deed, and she says that he got a little too aggressive by putting something in her, and
what you did that was just funny.
That upset her, right?
Oh, shit!
And my thing being is, we don't know what was happening before that. We don't know if she was fucking sitting on his face before that. We don't know how rough they were going. Seriously, these are things you got to think about. We don't know what the hell was going on in that context. And then again, why wait this long? That's the thing. And then when you see the text messages, and I will pull up the thing, I'm not defending him, because I just believe in innocent until proven guilty. There's no charges right now. I don't fucking give a shit about Russell Brand, but I do give a shit about the fact that these days, anybody can say, you did it, and that person's instantaneously has lost everything. Before anything's been filed, before anything's been charged, before there's even a court hearing. We saw it happen to Johnny Depp. We've seen it happen to other people. In
fairness, though, Johnny Depp wasn't 30 dating the 16-year-old. That's kind of sus. Like that's kind of weird.
I get that, Roman. But again, it's a legal thing there, and I do want to bring up the point.
I know.
While controversial, again, it's controversial, but I do want to bring up the point. If you're 16 and living in England, and Keira Knightley walks up to you and says, "I'm going to take you out on a date," you're going to say no.
No, but she should be a responsible grown-up and not ask that, though.
I agree. But in a country where it's legal, that's considered a responsible grown-up. You get what I'm saying? And no matter how weird it is to us, it's still considered legal there. It's still fucking strange. And most people don't agree with it. And I believe that law should be changed.
Do you consider 16 to still be a child? That's my
Yes, I do.
question.
I do. That's why I'm saying it's weird. But I'm telling you right now, if I'm
Russell Brand's a hypocrite, then.
If I'm 16 years old in the UK and some sexy ass British actress walks up to me and goes, "I'm gonna take you out on a date, and then we're gonna come back to my house later," I'm gonna be like, "Sure, fuck." Like,
yeah, but it doesn't change that it's wrong, though.
Like, you're getting everything under the sun. Like, I'm just saying, imagine your favorite actress says that to you. You're 16. I consider fucking 20 a child, to be honest with you. You're not that much different in your mindset than you were at 18. So
the only reason that I asked that is because
I'm not defending this. I'm just saying it's sketchy. And when I show you the text messages, you're gonna see they're doctored. It's not real.
Right. No, but like my whole point is that like, and I'm not saying that everyone says it, but I'm saying that there's like, you know, prominent people. People are spiteful, vengeful monsters sometimes. That's why we need innocent until proven guilty, and that should apply to all facets, including public opinion. Facts.
100%, Crimson. 100%. And here's what they're doing now. No charges have been filed, and he's still lost everything.
So what?
He lost everything before anything has been proven true.
That's what I was gonna say.
Because
what I
was gonna that's what bothers me.
What I was gonna say was that Russell Brand's one of those people that we need to protect children, and then he goes and fucks one. Like that's wrong to me. Like that's wrong to me.
But can you also say that again? That was when he was in his sex addiction times. It was legal there. He dated the girl for 3 months.
Doesn't mean that it's not wrong.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you, but legally it's not wrong. And he has completely changed. He's gotten therapy. He's gotten help. It's been fucking 15 years. Is it wrong to also say that he could be a completely different person now? And he can see the error of his ways.
No, but
and now he speaks out against that shit and says, "I would never ever be like that again." I mean, he's said it in his books. It's been proven that he's not a sex addict anymore, and it's been again 15 years. So, like, is it wrong to say that somebody can see the error of their ways and change? I don't think so. But to bring it up now is extremely convenient now that he has switched up from being far fucking left to completely fuck everybody. I want truth, and they don't want him telling the truth. Like, he's gone after the pandemic hard.
I don't think he's that. In fairness, though, I don't.
He's got one of the biggest channels. He was huge, just in the past year and a half. He interviewed Critical Drinker.
I'm just saying, I don't think he's changed. I don't think he's changed that much. I mean, he's throwing his support for Cornel West for president. So
he's still a nut. Like I said, I disagree with the guy a lot. But here, the one thing I never want to see is just because of an allegation, somebody to lose their livelihood before anything's proven. That's my point here. They wanted to take him down. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I don't know if that's proven. Again, if it happened, fuck him, put him in jail. If it's proven. But innocent until proven guilty needs to be a thing.
I wouldn't be against the notion that the establishment wants to take him down, but the people in power are not really aligned to either side. They only just care about power. So
we care all about this, but there's certain flight logs from a certain world between worlds that we still haven't seen.
It's a pretty damn good point.
But as soon as he starts speaking out against those people, boom, your platform's gone. Boom, you can't say anything. Boom, your book rights are gone. Boom, your managing company's gone. You can't have any comedy. They completely destroyed him before anything.
There were also people on, both sides in those logs too.
Exactly my point. And he's going
One of them's running for president.
And he goes after all of these people. And I'm not talking about just these World Between Worlds logs. That's what I'm going to start calling it. That way YouTube won't get mad at me. I'm just going to call it the World Between Worlds every time I bring up that specific island.
I think it's on both sides, Daimyo.
No, I really don't. The right... Okay, so the right gives less of a fuck about pop culture.
What are you talking about? That's literally their whole thing. That's what they're running on. In 2024 is what I'm saying.
Yeah, because they realize that pop culture is important now. But there's a lot of them that could have given a fuck about Star Wars and how important it is to us that it's getting woke. But now it's fucking everywhere. And it's in gaming and it's everywhere. And there's people that say, there's a lot of right-wing people out there that will tell you you're a fucking child if you're still into Star Wars by the age of 18. You're a fucking child if you still read comic books at the age of 30. It's like, okay, well, you don't realize how important that is to culture, you stupid fox. Whereas now, because you don't give a shit, the woke have fucking taken over everything. Every facet of what we enjoy to escape from this shit has something in it now. That's why they're re-releasing Lord of the Rings in theaters. They're re-releasing...
Someone time him out. Someone time him out.
Fuck. No, anime is the one thing that's fucking alive right now because the Japanese could give a fuck. One of my favorite things ever was...
I can really name 3.
Who?
Marianne Williamson, Cornel West, Bernie Sanders. Boom.
Those are government officials.
Well,
they're not pop culture. Those are government officials.
One of them is. Two of them are trying to be.
Okay. Well, still, that's not pop culture. That's government. I'm talking about pop culture here. Pedro Pascal said the same exact shit on the opposite spectrum that Gina Carano said. She's gone.
If we're talking about if we're talking about pop culture people, then
there's not been a single leftist or hardcore liberal in pop culture who has been silenced. Look at fucking Snow White's actress right now. She's destroying that shit and they're just letting her do it. Look at Tatiana Maslany, who played She-Hulk. Look at all of these different people. Look at Reva, the actress who played Reva, which I think I'm sure she's a fine person, but they're allowed to spew whatever they want to spew on the internet, and they're fine. They keep their jobs. But as soon as Gina Carano says, "Love thy neighbor, don't let them turn us against each other," because of the pandemic, she's out. Ousted. Gone. Because she has right-wing views.
Oh, okay. Pilgrim's based. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, that was a quote from a conservative. That's what I'm telling you. He said anime is demonic. It's fucking retarded.
Who the fuck said? Who the fuck said? Who said that?
Yeah, but Daimyo's right too. It was the dude who made it was Matt Walsh. It was Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh.
Oh, him?
Demonic, yeah.
The guy who looks like a chode? Yeah. They have. Okay, but
Hassan has a platform, and he said 9/11 should have happened.
Yeah, but we're also though now getting into.
Hassan. Fuck you, Hassan. You said 9/11 was like a good thing. You piece of shit.
We're also now though getting into freedom of speech though too. Like, where do we draw the line at freedom of speech?
Apparently, as soon as you say something against the left. I'm just saying, like, that's what they go after. They're not because, like I'm saying, the conservatives haven't paid attention enough to pop culture that now the woke has completely taken over it. And woke people used to be looked down upon by both sides, and then the left is like, oh, they're gaining traction. So you see these people that are pandering to it, like Disney, like everywhere, dude.
Oh yeah. Bob Iger, who, you know, supports Biden, is woke. Sure. Biden's not woke, bro. Biden hates blacks and gays. Like,
no, Biden's not woke, but he acts like it. I guarantee you Bob Iger's not either, but he's acting like it. That's the pandering.
Right. So, like, that, yeah, but, like, that's my whole point, though, is that, like, what you're trying to say,
like they do.
What, I think that what, tell me if I'm wrong here, what you're saying is that you're saying that people that are in the culture, that are in Hollywood, that are these woke people, are trying to sense a certain group of people, but the people that are woke aren't really woke. So it's not that they're woke; it's that they just don't like hearing things that, like, they don't like.
The masses believe they are, and that's where cancel culture came from. Because I know of some actors, and I won't name names. I know of some actors, and I won't name names, that are genuinely, like, and some writers, because I've spoken to some writers that are working in gaming companies or have worked on certain things. I know I'm not talking about ghostwriter, but there's some people that I've spoken to that are like, yeah, it's real. You really will get fired if you say certain things. You really will get fired if you say anything against their agenda. You will lose your job, and you'll never be able to get one again in Hollywood. Doesn't matter.
Save Caleb. We need to save him. I can't call him up.
Yo, we need to extract Caleb. Somebody save him. That's what I said, Great Poker. It's not ghostwriter. It's not ghostwriter. He's a meme now.
So
he memed like out of the Discords.
I get where you're coming from, but if these people that, like, you were talking about, like, say you're talking about Danny, like, DeVito, who has outwardly supported Bernie Sanders, I would get where you're coming from. But, like,
people that are, like, uncancelable, like Eminem doesn't give a fuck. You cannot cancel Eminem. You really can't. Like, he will say fuck whoever he wants, and it's never gonna matter. Like, enough people love Danny DeVito that no matter what he says, they'll be like, that's whack. But even now, the shit that Mark Hamill has done, the shit that Mark Hamill has said, I'm like, I met the guy and he was really nice, but shut the fuck up on social media, Mark, because you're making me not like you as a person. I'm always going to love Luke Skywalker, but as a person, you've said some horribly heinous things. Like, and you're fine. You're still on the platform. But, you know, Gina Carano gets fired for fucking posting a quote. And then what, they dragged her through the mud and tried to destroy her career, which is exactly what they're trying to do to Russell Brand right now. That's exactly what they did to Johnny Depp. And Johnny Depp survived it. Gina survived it. More power to her. But when it comes to Russell Brand, I think it's a very interesting to me that they have brought these things up now. That's what I'm saying. It's sketchy. There's something off. I'm gonna find this message so that I can look it up.
So I want to just comment on this. What Daimyo said was that all major tech companies who own social media behemoths are owned by left elites, minus Twitter as of recently, which is why we're seeing a change on Twitter. So I don't think
Crimson's got a dip. So see you later, Crimson. Thanks for hanging out.
See you later, Crimson. Thank you for coming out. I would, and I'm saying this in a respectful way, Daimyo, I would disagree that it's left elites. I think it's just people that like are around that sphere, because people that are like leftists are not really for cancel culture. We kind of like people don't like, they don't care about that shit. It's like the social justice warriors that have like, you know, blue hair and that like, you know, protest on like, you know, college campuses. Those are like the people that I'm talking about here. And that to me is who I think you guys are referring to. That's like the like, you know, majority is that it's like it's like, you know, the social justice warrior types. And I think that that's not that's those are the types of people that are like in charge of these companies, because if you're really a leftist, you're not against silencing people. Bernie Sanders said that Ben Shapiro should have his platform. He said he thought that he was a reprehensible human, but he said that he thought that he should have his platform and that he should be able to speak at colleges. Bernie Sanders said that. So for you to say that, I think it's a little bit not wrong, but I think it's.
I don't think Bernie's full on a leftist.
I think if you talk to him, I think you would think that he's like more of like he's like a left moderate kind. Like,
I gotta go to Legal Mindset's Twitter. I'm sure he has it here. Keep talking. I gotta find this.
I think Daimyo just. I just think that respectfully, I think it's just both sides, bro. I think because there was literally yesterday there was a Texas teacher got fired for trying to bring into the curriculum the Diary of Anne Frank. She got fired for it because
that's some woke shit though, because they don't want to fucking do it. They want us to forget about it.
Yeah, but no, dude, that's not woke. That's just bullshit. That's literally just bullshit. Like the Diary of Anne Frank.
Stop us from remembering history as well. That's why, that's why the Black Lives Matter movement started as a really righteous, genuine thing, and then they started taking down statues of historical artifacts. That if you destroy history, you forget history. That's why they're there. So that we never forget the atrocities that we ourselves committed.
That's very true, Pilgrim. That is very, very true. I think he came out with a larger fan base. True.
Yes, he did. And a lot of people that get canceled do. Gina Carano, bigger fucking fan base now than she had. Fucking Az from Heel vs. Babyface, who's called out the Starfield pronoun bullshit, gained like a couple, like three or 30,000 more subs or some shit like that. Like, because he was speaking out, because people are fucking sick. People are tired of this. And you know what? Disney bleeding money and all these other corporations bleeding money because they're pandering so hard proves that no one wants your fucking woke bullshit. Nobody. We want our entertainment. We want legal due process for people that do things. You fucking Hollywood let O.J. Simpson get away with shit when we all know the truth.
That wasn't Hollywood. That was just like the legal system.
It was the Hollywood court.
Did he?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, all right then.
So literally, they protect who they want to protect. They fucking protected Weinstein for God knows how long.
Yeah.
They're cool with that shit. But they're acting like they're not.
They also protected Island Man for a long time as well.
Yeah, the World Between Worlds guy. That's very true, Daimyo. Leftists and liberals are very different.
Yeah, I think that like the social justice warriors are more like along like the liberal type.
My mom is liberal, and she's sick of the pronouns everywhere and the cancel culture and all that shit. She's even now talking to me going, holy fuck, you've been right for a while. And I'm like, I've been trying to tell people that this shit is real. It's actually destroying our pop culture to the point where we're not even going to have it anymore. We're not going to have anything that we grew up loving or anything that we've loved our entire lives. I mean, minus fucking anime, because the Japanese could give a fuck. And if you want the real definition of fucking woke, the Japanese is more woke than anybody because they put every race, every gender, every fucking everything into anime and into live actions. And they might not agree with all of it in their country, but it's in everything. So if you want something that's really fucking your definition of woke, where everybody's equal, look at fucking anime. You can find a gay character in every single one. Almost.
But that brings another question, and I'm not even trying.
Because it's never enough. Hold on, Roman. It's never enough for these people. Once you give them what they want more. And they're like a certain German dictator who they were like, well, we'll give them Poland. And then he's like, well, I want more. I want more. I want more. I want more. I want the whole world. And we allowed him to do that shit back in the 40s, right? Or the 30s and the 40s, right? We allowed him to do that shit. It's the same thing. You let the wolf in the door, the wolf is going to keep eating. Whoa. And when you're done feeding it, it's going to ask you for more, and then it's going to eat you alive. Whoa. And that's what's happening right now.
Well, I guess, though, my whole thing is that, and I'm not saying this, like, to try to refute. I'm asking this in a, genuine way, because I think that the metrics have been used everywhere on this. What is the definition of woke? Because I'm seeing, like,
it's gone. There is no definition anymore.
Every conservative I see says everything's woke now, but it's all different shit. So what is it? That's just what
mindset.
If you, well, no, so like, say that like they like made like Batman black. Is that woke because they chose to make Batman black? Is that what that is? Because if that's woke, then fuck it. That's woke. I don't give a shit.
It's when
that doesn't bother me.
That's when they're taking these social concepts and they're forcing them into entertainment that doesn't require it. It's what's woke is retroactively going back into a Star Wars comic book and changing it so that Luke Skywalker has thoughts of being gay and how he's attracted to a man. That's woke. What's woke is retroactively going back and saying Obi-Wan almost hooked up with a guy in this one book when he was a teenager. That's woke.
Okay.
But when you're taking things that people have known, what's woke is making Galadriel a fucking warrior, badass bitch who can kill a frost troll in 10 seconds. Like, no. And all the men die and she's fine. That's woke. Because let's be honest with here. I mean, Marvel itself at this point is fucking woke. Every single male Marvel character has been undermined by a woman. Name me one that hasn't. Black Panther is a girl now. Ironheart.
Did Ironheart even come out?
No. No, Marvel is dying. And what are all the shows we have to look forward to? All female led. All female led.
So
okay, you can't have strong male character anymore. That's woke. That's why One Piece is so fucking good. Because you know what? There's a quote in there which is accurate. Sorry, internet. It's accurate. Where there's a girl and another character, Zoro, when they're young. And she's kicking his ass all the time when they're fighting with swords, right? They're training and she's kicking his ass all the time. And he's like, well, I'll never beat you. She goes, one day you will. And he goes, well, you're too good. And she goes, I'm going to stay a woman. You're going to become a stronger, physically stronger man. You'll be able to beat me because that's just biology. I will always be a woman. And you know what he says back to her? He goes, well, you know what? You're just going to have to just get stronger. That's not woke because she actually came out and said, yeah, I'm a woman. I am physically weaker than a strong grown male.
This is kind of my whole point, though. That word gets like thrown around a lot, and like I think it's starting to lose. I think it's starting to lose a little bit of meaning.
Dude, it never really had meaning. With the original meaning of it, if you remember when people first started saying it, we were like freshmen or sophomores in fucking high school. The original meaning of woke was literally just, I'm looking past all this political bullshit and I'm seeing that they're all fucked. Fuck them all. I'm seeing that Hollywood's fucked. Fuck them all. That was the original woke, is that you're like, I'm not going to sit here and lap up and seal clap everything that they say and just eat it up like a good little citizen. No, I'm going to look past it. Well, now they have completely taken that term and destroyed it. Like, I had a picture that I made one time because I'm an artist, right? So I drew this really dope picture of an eyeball.
Daimyo.
That then says woke above the eyeball.
Come on, fam.
And I ripped that picture out and I shredded it because I don't want anything to do with that word. And that it took me time to make this art. And I don't want to be associated with an art like that. So I destroyed my own art because I'm like, fuck that. I got rid of it. It's not in my art notebook anymore because I don't need that. I don't need to see that word anymore. It to me, it causes more problems. And I made that word like art way back when in 2014.
I mean, get woke get the way back in the day that the first it pretty. I think it's been blown out of proportion, but I think of essentially it's the same meaning as it always has been. Like get woke. Get woke has always meant like awaken yourself to the like awaken yourself to racism, like like
exactly
that type of stuff.
Good thing, man.
But now woke has turned into this whole LGBTQ agenda push and whatnot. And that's all I really want to touch on that subject. I wanted to jump on and really explain what I meant by like the cancel culture thing and the companies that were involved with the cancel culture. So you had, I don't know if you guys really looked into the hearing, the congressional hearing with Matt Taibbi and Michael Schellenberger.
Roman might have. I don't even know either of those names.
I was paying
the Twitter files.
I was paying attention to it, but
the Twitter files. I heard about that, but I just don't know the guys' names.
I mean that is legitimate. What cancel culture is? You had these companies like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, who at the time Twitter they were all owned by left-leaning people who were working directly with government officials to cancel specific people. Alex Jones, and to limit the rate at which right-wing agendas were being pushed into the algorithm.
Alex Jones is patient zero.
This is stuff though but this is stuff that is proven in court now, that these companies worked alongside government officials. So I mean, you can't say that this cancel culture goes both ways when you've got straight up emails being passed between different people in the White House and different governors and stuff like that, saying, and especially during the election, that was the big part of the Twitter files, was that during that they did not want during that last election between Trump and Biden, they like, there's proof that they were silencing the amount of tweets that, like, whenever Donald Trump would tweet, they would make sure that it wouldn't get out as far as it could with the algorithm. So it's just, at this point, I think it's undeniable that the cancel culture leans one way.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I forgot about the Twitter files, but you're right. Yeah.
So I
that's
think
still
I like
now. That's still a legal dispute with certain companies to this day.
I think I might have misunderstood what like you were saying. So yeah, in terms of things that have been done, yeah, of course. I think in terms of things that have been done, it leans one side, because that's the side that's currently in power. But I would also say, not saying this in a, like, you know, I'm not trying to argue here. I'm just trying to have like an open talk. I would say also that people like Charlie Kirk, who have said, I don't think leftists should be able to have a voice, and then Trump echoed that, said on Fox News on video, he said that if he becomes president, he would fight to silence leftists. So I'm saying that I think that, yes, it's being done by one side, but it's definitely on both sides.
But Roman,
but I think you're taking it out of context.
See, I'm still thinking to myself, Roman, that you are not a leftist. You say that you are, but you really, I don't think you are. I think you lean more center.
I don't really want to talk about where we stand in terms of identifying politically. I think that it's just not productive towards the conversation that we're trying to have currently right now. I would say that what you had just said, Roman, about leftists, I don't think he's saying they're not allowed to talk. I think what he's saying is no more. He's going to try to silence the fact that a history teacher can have an LGBTQ flag flying up and talk about things that have nothing to do with the subject that they're supposed to talk about. Silencing the fact that, you know, like I personally believe that we are overloaded with LGBTQ stuff in every aspect of our life. I mean, that's just how I view it. Like,
and I know, like I said, I've said this before. I have two uncles who are gay. One's extremely flamboyant. The other one looks like he would fucking pick up a Harley motorcycle and throw it at you. And they're against this shit. So I'm just saying it's not everybody. There's a lot of, you know, people that are LGBTQ that don't associate with that shit whatsoever. They just want to be left the fuck alone. And they're annoyed that it's making them look like fucking weirdos.
And let's be totally real. When Trump's up there saying shit like that, he's trying to get votes from far, far, far right extremists.
Oh, for sure. He's a businessman.
You can't silence. He wouldn't be able to silence that, especially after the Twitter files. Like, that's the only way you'd actually be able to silence these voices is through social media and getting social media owners and companies to, like, legitimately change the algorithm of how information's spewed out. And that's the only way to really silence it, because you can't silence a person's voice. I mean, or mind, you know, people are going to speak how they're going to speak regardless. The real silencing comes on the internet. And there's a reason why Alex Jones been put off of the, you know, has to have his own platform. There's a reason why I think, and who knows, look, I'm for, if you're guilty of a crime, you should get full punishment.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, like, with this whole Russell Brand stuff, if he's guilty of it, yeah, he should be punished. But I personally, right now, I don't see any evidence just yet. And if it's a false accusation, I think those women need to be charged. You know, I think there's a reason why certain people start getting canceled or these allegations come out. The Johnny Depp one was a different situation. That was the whole Me Too movement, and I don't know if this is exactly the same thing.
There is something to your point, though, Daimyo, that I actually do, agree with you with, and it's that it's done through the internet. Now, I mean,
media.
I take Trump half at his word. I don't really believe a lot of what he says, but say that what he said was actually accurate, and you could do it through the, internet. I mean, when he was president, he basically gutted the 4th and 5th Amendments really, really easily. So I'm just saying it's not out of the realm of possibility for him to do something like that. Would he? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm just saying it's a whole lot easier than what people think. That's my only point. Is that I think that I don't think he's being genuine about it, but I'm saying that he could definitely do it if he really, really wanted to. So, and to make it clear, he should have never been banned from being on Twitter. I don't think anybody should be banned from being on social media. I think that everyone should have the right to speak their mind, say what they want to say. But I also think, though, that freedom of speech is kind of being not attacked, but I think that politicians on both sides of the spectrum are not treating freedom of speech how it should be treated, as what I think is one of the most, not saying that it's the most, but one of the most important rights that we have in our.
Well, it is. That's why it's the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
Important.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
100%
I'm saying that I don't think that you're you're not wrong that he might have been taken out of context, but I was just trying to make a point that it would be easy for him to do something like that, though, because he was able to bypass the Constitution to increase the Patriot Act. So what was something from doing certain things so that certain people can't say stuff on social media? That's the only thing that I'm saying.
Because one of the things that he spoke about the most is free speech. He doesn't give a fuck what you say on social media.
I would say
he'll just shit on you on social media himself. If he disagrees with you, use Trump as an example. If he disagrees with you,
2016 him maybe, yeah.
Well, I still think now if you were to bring him back on a social media and you were to allow him to talk,
he is allowed. He's been tweeting.
Has he been?
Yeah, he's back on Twitter.
Yeah.
Must have to refollow him then. But seeing that, I'm like, okay, then he'll just go after the people on his own, just like he did. He doesn't want people to not be able to voice their mind, whether he agrees with them or not. That's one thing that I do like about the guy is that even if he fucking disagrees with you, he'll at least fucking shit on you himself. He won't just be like, get this person out of here, I can't talk to them.
Well, yeah, because he can actually speak, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, something that Kogan said is true.
Bro, and you know what? That mugshot has made him even more popular. You can't deny that.
Yeah, we've got 3 memes. We've got 3 emojis of it.
Yeah, we do. In the Discord, we have Trump emojis.
No, not the Discord, my Discord.
I think that I do wish that he had smiled, though. That shit would have been bad.
No, it's way better like this.
No, dude, I think he's trying to look like fucking Capone. Straight up. He's just like, He looks like a mob boss, bro. He looks fucking... You can't deny it. That's the coolest mugshot I've seen in a long time, bro. Most people are like... And he's just like... I'm coming for you fuckers. Is what it is.
He's definitely Teflon Don, I will say that much. But nah, I mean, so just to like wrap that up though, I think everybody should. I think that everyone should have freedom of speech. I don't think anybody should be like deplatformed, but I'll say that if you're fucking wrong, I think you deserve to be like ratioed though. That
if you're tweeting the N-word like left and right, then yeah, like ban that account. But otherwise,
I wouldn't even go that far though. See, like me,
Roman's like, yeah, I say it all the time. No kidding.
No.
Okay.
If you're like promoting violence, that's when I think to ban people. But if you're like saying like,
okay, whoa. But you had during the BLM riots and Antifa stuff, you had people all over Twitter saying we need to come to arms, we need to fight back physically. Not one of them were banned ever.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the January 6th situation. You had one small crowd who actually stormed it, and then you have another crowd, the majority, who were straight up let into the White House and literally given a tour. And you've got this on video footage of guards at January 6th letting people in.
That's true. I've seen them.
And then they're federally charging people that were just walking around on the grass, not doing anything, giving them something like 2 to 7 years in federal prison, and not one arrest has been made for any of the looting or rioting during the BLM movement. So
we know that for an absolute fact, though, that there were no people arrested for that, though.
I mean, okay, not at this extent, not federally. Federal prison versus some jail time. The only person that was, I think the only people that were arrested during like the BLM riots were the ones who maybe assaulted a cop or something like that. But you had people burning down buildings and lighting cars on fire.
Well, there's people on camera that I guarantee are still fine.
Yes, 100%.
But then again, I'm not defending the January 6th shit. I'm just saying that the people that were out there just chilling in the fields, in the grass, like just doing a legal protest, those who broke in, yeah, they deserved it. Fucking yeah, I can see that federal prison. But the
cop died too, though.
For you,
in fairness, a cop died too. I'm just putting that out there.
So did a protester.
A cop also shot a protester that was just looking into a window.
Yes,
wasn't breaking in. You had an actual journalist with legitimate journal pass or identification who was federally charged, like as of this week or something like that.
Yep.
Who was there reporting on everything.
That's wrong. I'm just going to say it. YouTube might not like it, but that's wrong.
That's wrong. Yeah, that's completely wrong.
Well, if he wasn't doing anything violent, yeah. I mean, that is definitely wrong.
Like, if you're there to be there to support what your beliefs are, it's still 90% of it was peaceful.
Well, I wonder if they caught the people that killed Officer Brian Sicknick, though. That's like the part that I'm wondering.
All right, gentlemen, I got to get back to work.
Shit.
All right, Daimyo. Thanks for hopping on, Brody.
Later. Rolo, we on for tonight?
Yeah, what time?
Probably the normal time that I've done it. So like
7:30, 8 o'clock?
7:30, yeah, exactly. So I guess for you, 8:30.
Okay, cool.
Well, that was a joke.
Kidding. I said, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, dude, later.
All right, bye, Daimyo. Thank you.
Later, G.
Have a good day, brother. See you later.
Late.
So everybody go and subscribe to Gatekeepers Daimyo. Great channel. You guys will see me there later, and we are going to be doing Into the Rabbit Hole, where we talk about aliens, ancient civilizations, conspiracy theories,
Daimyo's
all that fun shit.
Daimyo has a goal to pass me in subs by like March of 2023. March of 24. And if he passes me in subs by March of 2024, then I have to wear MAGA gear for a full stream if he can pass me in subs by March of 2024. And I'll do it too.
I know you